Hello. So, I'm gonna try and say list, and it's time for some King of Fighters. The demo has come out just recently. I had some time to mess around with it yesterday, but I feel we can't talk about this just yet. I think we need to talk about where this came from. And the truth be told, it came from another game called King of Fighters 2006. Now I know you guys are gonna jump on the bandwagon and tell me, but that's not the same. But I seeing it's kind of as prudent to point these things out because everybody started off by saying that King of Fighters 14 looked very PS2. So I went and dusted off the game and popped it in the PlayStation to see exactly how PS2 looked back then. Let's be honest, the cutscenes for Maximum Impact 2, or King of Fighters 2006 as it was called in the US, was pretty decent, you know. It didn't look bad. I mean, the idea behind it was to be kind of flashy. And it may have turned out a little bit corny, but I mean, you know, it's a fighting game, so don't really worry too much about story. I just really wanted to kind of show the difference to folks as far as graphics is concerned between the two. So while that's running around in the background and hopefully going to get to some gameplay, I'm going to mess around so long on 14 and just go through some goodies that look interesting. So I'm going to jump straight into training mode and just take off the old Kyo versus Yuri practice and muck about with some of the stuff that I've seen. Nice to give us a bunch of stages on the demo, and there are a couple of similarities between the two games. That's now King of Fighters 2006 A.K.A Maximum Impact 2 and the new King of Fighters 14. Most people won't notice them outright, but they're there, you know. If we had to take a look at some of the things, for instance, you may not think it's extremely similar, but I do. The rush combo that they've added is kind of similar to some of the attacks that you had in King of Fighters 2006, in that you could just mash buttons out. I know they were specifically like canned combos, and they didn't lead into supers or specials, but they were quite similar, I thought. I mean, if we had to look at the game, let's see how far my video is quickly. Oh, still with the trailer, so I'm gonna go back. I thought it was relatively close. I've got some gameplay that's going to run in the background, hopefully. I'm hoping that the sound doesn't muck about too much. There's a wall splat, for instance, and I remember in King of Fighters 2006, you could splat the guy into the wall, at least with height. In this one, it doesn't seem that you can splat him to the wall after you've launched, for instance, which on 2006 you could. And that's another thing that's surprising. OTG on almost everything in this game. I noticed when I was playing with King of Dinosaurs, that you could pretty much OTG after anything, which was quite surprising. I think the game looks nice. I mean, obviously now I'm recording at 30 frames a second, so it's not fantastic, but yeah, it looks quite neat. You know, compare it to its friend, you know, it's not by far as ugly as a PS2 game. I don't know, and it's not just resolution. And let's be honest, I mean, SNK haven't been well known for their 3D titles just as of yet, so they're working into it. They're getting there. These chain combos do feel a little different to me. In 13 I felt that you could just whack them out and they would all work. I suppose they're not chain combos, these are... This is actually a... Yeah, it's not a chain. Well, there is a character with a chain. I realized it earlier, and in 13 this used to chain. I'm pretty sure you could chain them into each other. Now it's no longer a chain. And then something that's very big with King of Fighters is command normals. You know, so you could press a fierce attack and then a command normal afterwards, and you get basically a combo to come out based on that. And properties would change too. So if you were to, like, let's say for instance, fierce punch command normal into a forward weak kick and 5 or forward fierce punch, you would get this. Sorry. You would get that kind of attack. But if you do the command normal on its own, its priorities change, its properties change, and it becomes an overhead which is no longer cancelable. So there is some kind of effect between the two. You'd have to... Oh, that one still cancels. You'd have to go and discover what does and what doesn't cancel once you've used the command normal in a combo. Let's take a look at where my video is at the moment. Oh yeah, alright, so there's the horrendous character select screen. And those poses for these characters have to be among the worst I have ever seen. And there's my first similarity. You'll see at the bottom of the screen I was on Duke for just a minute. To me, he looks like the new boss character of 14, somewhat, in that he's like a really big, strong type of character with this kind of overwhelming physique, which is not really the King of Fighters staple when it comes to bosses. Usually the bosses in King of Fighters have been, I want to say, slim or strange, or just built kind of average by comparison. There's no monsters, like as in character size, with I think the exception of Magaki, which was really the biggest character. So you know, there was a similarity right off the bat when I saw the new boss of Antonov or whatever it is, who's now the boss character. I'm assuming the first boss character. There might be another one of this game. So Antonov looks very similar to me to Duke in the King of Fighters series. And yeah, you can see these kind of chain combos I was talking about earlier. The kind of rush combo that you have normally on 14, where you kind of like just mash an attack and something happens. Somewhat similar to the stuff that you can pull off on this one. All right, so there's your difference by comparison, folks. I mean, graphics-wise, let's not mess around. No, there's a rather striking difference. And you can say what you like, but these character models are obviously higher res, and the game is just far more fluid. You know, the character animation, the running. You'll see the running on Maximum Impact 2006 looked horrendous. It's a far cry from a PS2 game. But let's also be honest here. When you're a King of Fighters player, graphics isn't really as important as gameplay. So with that respect, this vastly beats 2006 as far as gameplay is concerned, because it feels so in control. And I know some of the fellas have said it's very hard to do wreckers. And I have to agree. And oddly enough, that's another thing that I found that was hard to do in Maximum Impact 2. The wrecker with Iori was insurmountably difficult to combo into. I think one of the combos that I eventually did with him is just ridiculous. It's the fireball motions or the quarter circle motions feel like you have to almost slow them down before they come out. It doesn't feel like you can just wham them out and there they go. So I do feel definitely the kind of wrecker motions and the combo motions for the fireball things are a lot harder, or just the timing is very different, because it just feels a little different. Not the end of the world different. So yeah, I don't know. In Maximum Impact, they also had bounds for their characters, and I'll show that in a minute. When the video actually reaches the battle where I use Iori instead of Kyo. I'll do something similar in a minute with Iori in 14. But yes, there are now ground bounds, which are interesting. If you do use your other mode, your max mode, and use the 2 kick buttons or the 2 punch buttons for your specials, they get enhanced. So that obviously makes a bit of a difference. Kind of like the way the EX moves worked in 13. Some of the abilities are similar to that. In that, for instance, you can see here, Kyo, his move becomes a grab instead of the running dash it normally is. So those things definitely change. Let's just see, where's the gauge? It's limitless, those gauges could be. Oh, while we're at it, let's put the stun off as well. Stun is annoying. No stun. So you know, the moves change. And in that, let's go back to the ground bound. So there's a move that actually bounds the dude onto the floor, which you can combo off as well. You know, so you can extend your attacks somewhat with the bounds. Speaking of max mode cancellation, it seems that the max mode cancellation does automatic runs now. So if you do Fierce Punch max mode, your character goes straight into a sprint at the cost of half the max mode meter. So you can see you only get half the meter for a cancellation. You're using half of it. And when I saw that the first time, I really wondered if it was at all possible to find some way to do the wall bound, the CD attack, the shoulder, or the knockoff attack, or whatever it's called, to combo that in using the max mode cancellation. And it turns out you can. So it's not at all hard to do the cancellations for that. You can max mode and then do CD, which is a combo. Oops, let's try that again. Oh, it's AB. There you go. So that now combos, which obviously never did before, and that opens up a lot of possibilities for combos and things that you normally wouldn't have, you know. So there's a lot of scope for things to be done, once folks find out how to do everything together. You know, wall bounds and ground bounds and all that kind of stuff. I see some KO still meshing out stuff. I probably made this video too long. Oh, this is the demonstration where I show you how pathetic the super damage is. Like you can see here, a combo with a super versus just the super on Maximum Impact 2. It's just ridiculous. You know, you're not rewarded at all for combos. You might as well just do the super on its own. And you get almost the same kind of damage, which was probably one of the biggest problems I had with the game, and also the terrible use of this nonsense they called Sabaki, which is just everyone who gets a counter that just tosses a move aside. You can see that did a third of the damage, and this also does a third of the damage. So there was no reward for actually doing the combo. You could have done the combo, or you could have done the super outright, and that was that. The reward would be meter for doing combos, but your damage would be less. So I guess the strategy for something like this would be, you know, try and do the first round to build up your meter again, and like on the second round just mash out supers and things. I think this is where I switched to Iori. Yeah, and just try and do some crazy stuff with him. Which is interesting because his one combo that I do towards the end actually uses the ground bound I'm talking about from his character. So let him muck around a bit. I'll get to that in a moment. Go back to this. So I showed a combo earlier where I use the CD attack into a ground bound, into 2 launches, and then into a super. it just looks really cool, to be honest. So. Yeah, you can knock around like that. What is the other thing I was going to say is that the jumps feel very floaty. So when you leave the ground with anything other than a hop, even the hops look like they're going to get punished. And I don't know if that's a result of the game running at 60 frames that it may just appear slower to me, but it definitely looks more floaty. And also the hit stun on some of the things seem like they're forever. I mean, like, you know, you used to on 98 have to really time those things before you could like combo off the down and C in the air with Kyo. Used to be hard. It's a lot easier now. Oh, that's another interesting change. I see his standing C has got 2 hits, but only the first one can be cancelled into a command normal. Which is fair. I think you can BC the second one. No, you can. So if you see you've made a mistake, I suppose you can BC cancel. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So with this bound on the ground, you can actually do the regular 2 kicks first and then the EX. Oh. Untrained fingers. I was just trying to do the EX there after an uppercut, so it would have been a little different. Yup. Just for style. Let's go back to our other video quickly. See what's happening there. Alright, I was trying to figure out how I used to do the relaunch combos with Iori. So I was looking through the command list to see if there was something that would launch the character to use before his records. And the reason I wanted to show that was he borrows a Maximum Impact move. So in Maximum Impact, Iori had an interesting record deviation. She now also has in 14. So yeah, all those strange combos that you could do. Alright, so everybody knows Yuri's normal rec is just the 3 hits for which he launches the dude on second hit and then nails him down to the floor. But in his BC mode, the EX versions have a relaunch attached to them, and you'll see that last hit of the EX looks. You have to really jam it out to get it out quickly. And then his Dragon Punch move with kick is back, which does cancel into the wreckers. And more than that, actually does ground bound if you max mode EX them. And that's the part that was really similar to 2006, because both of those moves are exactly the same in Maximum Impact 2006. So he does in fact ground bound using his Dragon Punch with Fierce Kick, and he does in fact launch using the Wrecker with a Fierce Punch. So it's quite interesting to notice that he actually has those things in this game, because you know that's immediately what made me think of this. The fact that he has those moves. That's very interesting. Let's see if I get those wreckers here. Yeah, that move over there drops the guy down straight away, because that's the weak variant of the Dragon Punch kick. Oh lord, I don't know why they made 2 short fireballs for Fierce Punch Fireball. Yeah. Super cancels. A word on super cancels. Maximum Impact, you didn't waste meter or didn't sacrifice a meter to do a super cancel. Same now applies in this game. You can super cancel out of any super cancelable move at the cost of just the super bar, which is also exactly like Maximum Impact. It's exactly the same. And of course in Maximum Impact there were just crazy launches and a whole bunch of nonsense. There's Yori's sweeping uppercut for the Rekka. And I was trying to combo it into from the special, the fireball back special, but it doesn't actually work like that. I only remembered afterwards how I managed to do it at the first time around. I'll just have to wait for the video to get there. You see there's the hit on the Rekka. And then I was trying to remember that you could do the Dragon Punch kick and ground bound the character, and then do a super, which is again very, very similar to what you can do in this game, I believe. So not quite, but there is another way to get it. OTG. Oh, nice. So you can do something where you can actually nail him back on the floor. Here I am still trying to do those Rekkas, and I found a way to launch them. The timing's a bit weird. And then you can do a super after the relaunch. I figured it out eventually. It was fireball back fierce, fireball back weak, the quarterback fierce, quarterback weak punch, and then quarterback fierce punch again, and the combo actually connects. This is where I was trying to just check to see if I could follow anything up after the launch. I was wrong. Doesn't look like you can. But yes, that actually does work. So you fierce punch. There we go. So you fierce punch, forward fierce punch, then quarter circle back fierce punch, quarter circle back weak punch, quarter circle back fierce punch to relaunch, and then your opponent is launched way into the sky, and you can do any move that chases him down. So a super would work, or the full circle back kick would work to get him back out of the sky, because he'd be quite far towards the end of that combo. Yeah. This game didn't have any BC combos or cancellations that you could use, but wow, could you use supers like from one into the next? It was just redunculous even. There we go. So, there I did the max by accident instead of that one. Oh, and this game had an interesting feature as well, which again is somewhat similar to King of Fighters 14 in that there would be a kind of point where you can no longer keep an opponent launched, and I believe they've done something very, very similar for 14, where you can't keep someone launched the entire time. You're going to have a cancellation somewhere where the character will drop to the floor or your move will whiff. So strange, it feels like I slow everything down and then it seems to work. Oh, another thing that's interesting, once you've broken the max mode, your next super will be a level 2, using the remaining max. So the combos then work out nicely with that respect. Not if you finish the meter though. No cancellation of super there. Oh, one has one. Doesn't it? Oh, it does. There we go. I wonder if he has his OTG grab. Oh, he does indeed. Okay, that's nice. See what I managed here. There we go. There's the bound I was talking about. So you could do a launch combo into bound, 3 wreckers, and then super, and then the super cancel. Unfortunately, that turned me around. And there's your wall bound I was talking about earlier. I had difficulty doing the wreckers there as exactly I do on 14, which is strange. There I tried to do the running grab afterwards. That didn't work. Thinking of what I'm gonna do here. Alright, that was the massive super, which oddly enough also launches. So you could see where this was going afterwards. Just, you'd need to have 5 bars. I haven't figured out a 5-bar combo yet for anyone other than KO on 14. Or just the goofing around, yes. And then, speaking of goofing around, what is the idea with this? I mean, come on, giving the man a setup, is that even necessary? Does that thing travel the whole screen? Let me just make this wall. Okay, so I'm gonna stand here, you're gonna come closer. Alright, now you can't come in. There we go. I'm gonna do this with you all day. How awful is that? Again, my troublesome cancellation. There we go. I was trying to see earlier if I could combo from what was it again? The launches into the oh. So hoping that'd work. That's too bad. Must be some way for that to connect. Oh, right, okay, so that makes the guy drop. Interesting. There's more of this redunculous combo. There's a round bound. Uppercuts. He's spinning around like a lunatic again. It didn't work. Back off, kill. Kaboom. Oops, I'm standing there laughing like an idiot. I don't think that this Maximum Impact 2 was a bad game per se. I just think it was not meant to be competitive at all. I found it that you could make fantastic combos and it'd be a showpiece for something, but it really wouldn't be a game you'd spend much time with playing against friends. I didn't think it was a good versus game, which sounds really strange for a game like King of Fighters, but it's true. It wasn't really all that. It didn't feel very competitive. It felt like more mashing than anything else. You see that Rekka's timing is different. Doesn't feel the same. Oh yeah, something that's nice is when you do your reset on stage, if you press the touchpad in for the PlayStation, if you press on the left hand side, you get spawned on the left. Press on the right hand side of the touchpad, you get spawned on the right. And naturally if you press in the middle, hey, you get spawned on the middle. So if everybody could take note, that is a really good idea. Reset a position from either side of the screen using the touchpad. Nice touch, pun intended. See, there he falls over. Kinda hoping it'd sit on the floor. Or maybe what you'd have to do is you'd have to put that in between somewhere. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice, that works. So you could probably just cancel straight from the one into the other. You could do... yeah, that might work. That's 3. Ooh, that's gonna be... it's gonna be hard. He's not gonna have enough juice left for 3. I don't think. Unless... you do... okay, that doesn't work. That's so cool looking. Animation is nice, man. There is something that really annoys me though. My video done. No, I'm still knocking about. Look at that horrendous nonsense. There's the kickback I was talking about earlier. So that yellow flash that happened there, we already hit him. That was just the computer saying you can't launch this guy anymore. Those wreckers, man. Whack. Wrecker. There we go, 10 hits. Purple flash. The yellow. Break on the dude. And that's that. Anyway. I'm not gonna show any more of that nonsense. Go back to 14 and stay there. So, my next pet hate. Let's take a look at some things that are not so great. Nelson is an awesome character, and he actually has a chain. That's a chain. That's not a link. You don't actually press the one and press the other. You can just mash them, and it's weak down and weak kick, down and weak punch, and it doesn't matter what timing you put in, they connect. As long as it's not too slow. So you can like piano the keys even, you know, like, and they'll come out, which is neat. And then he has cancels. Sorry, he has command normals out of that. So you can do a command normal straight out of those 2 jabs, which is nice. Very cool for a running combo. And then from his command normal, much like Angel in King of Fighters 2002, he gets to have a sequence of attacks. But let's get to the annoying part about him first. Let's just take a look at his arm there. See that left arm of his is all mechanical. You know, that one that he's left hooking with. If we jump over, yeah, that's right. He gets the mechanical arm swapped over to the other side. That's just really stupid. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. So these models are swapped around when they're on either side, apparently. Put off. That's what you would think, anyway. But as I jump over, look at Iori's buckle on his back. And if he jumps to the other side, buckle's not in the same position. So it's not. It's just something that's specific to Nelson, which is very stupid. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, and it's odder still because he has scars on his face. So if you take a look at him, like when he's ducking now down, on the side he's got no scars, and on the side he does. So what the hell, man? Why does the sleeve jump over from? Why does the metal arm jump over from one side to the other? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. That sleeve, that metal arm, and that armband just hopping from one side to the other. I do hope they fix that because it's just annoyed the hell out of me. Alright, but we can get back to his attacks quickly. So, if you fierce punching, command normal into forward and weak punch. He also has one for forward and medium. In fact, he's got one for almost everything. If you fierce punch back and weak punch, he does that. Fierce punch back and medium does nothing. And he doesn't have downs or ups here either. So you have to start with those three: forward and weak, back and weak, forward and medium. And then from there, it becomes a train wreck, because you can do almost anything, you know. So it gets really silly. You can like forward and weak, back and weak for launch. There's a launch. You want to press forward and fierce afterwards. He does a relaunch. There you go. The guy's flying in the air. In fact, what most people are doing is like trying to finish with that. And you can go low as well, which is super annoying. So there's a low attack mixed in there for good measure. Oh, I don't see that coming. High attack overhead. He's gonna be a menace. You're gonna when this guy starts throwing punches, you're gonna start using meter just to get him off you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, let's do that. Forward and weak. Forward and weak. Forward and weak. Down and weak. Forward and weak. Down and weak. Forward and weak. Forward and weak. Down and weak. Forward and weak. And then back and weak. No, won't allow that. So, oh, that's nice. We can do that. And then slap him out of there. Oh, I think you can cancel those two into specials. No, not so much. Oh, he has a nice little. There we go, nice little. I'm gonna say left hook, but it swaps around, so I don't know if it's a left or a right hook. Yeah, back and weak. Back and weak punch. Why not? No back and weak punch. No, you can't chain from there. You started back. Oh, okay, back and weak punch has to be done early. Oops. Back and weak, forward and weak. Back and weak, forward weak. Down. Down, yes. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, so he's gonna be a right pain in the backside. And I believe his launch can also cancel his supers. Yeah, how nice is that? So looks neat though. And I believe that cancels into his climax. Yeah, that's quite cool. Oops, let's do back, forward first, then back. Like that. Yeah. We can go 1, 2, 3, watch. Damn it, man, I was trying to do super. I think that'll work. Oh, no. That's not gonna work. Stun! That's so awesome. There we go. So overhead, Nick. And what's his climax? Dancy boots. Where's my dancy boots? Dancy boots. There we go. Dancy boots. Fuck. Dynamite. So yeah, the game's fun. I'm gonna give it a good go, and it looks nice. Some cool stuff. So, I mean, if I had to give an opinion on the game, looks pretty. Plays like a King of Fighters. Has some strange new gimmicks with the wall dances and things that you can do off them. You know, so it's gonna be a lot to experiment with, I'm sure. You know. There's another crazy thing that you can do. DC cancel from a CD. That's just nuts. And there's also other ways to get in, like I don't know if you guys watched the Evo. You saw many of the guys were doing lock strings and then they would BC cancel into them to try and make themselves some, you know, some oppressive force. But it does seem it's not the only thing that you can do. You know, you can get clever as well with someone that isn't Nelson just by rolling out of a BC cancel. You know, to try and combo from the other side even. So we do. To just roll through. It'll also be quite sneaky. There we go. So you can start comboing from the other side, and if the guy is asleep and blocking, you can try and overhead him into another combo. From an overhead combo, this is like Mortal Kombat kind of stuff. There's a overhead into. Can we do another overhead? Overhead low. Do overhead low. They're gonna give me more than one overhead, I think. Overhead low. Oh wow. What's his other overhead? There we go. Can we do an overhead low into overhead? We can. How horrendous. 2 overheads. Overhead, low, overhead. I wonder if we get overhead, low, overhead launch. Overhead, low, overhead. No. That would have been terrible. You could probably get overhead, low, overhead, overhead finish. Yes, you can. Okay, so 3 overheads in one of these things. Horrible. Still pretty cool looking. Man, it'd be so cool to combine that. Yeah, so Nelson's pretty neat. Looks so cool. So styling. I wonder if there's no way to launch into a dash. Ooh, you can! Oh, that's so pretty! That's so pretty right there. Come on. Why was that? That looked like a finish of sorts. Yeah, that looks like a finish of sorts. You can actually tackle twice? No, that doesn't make sense. You can. That's awful. Oh, look at that. This guy's amazing. It's gonna be a nightmare. Check this out, it's the plane launch. To dash. Plane launch dash. And then launch again. Yes, indeed. No, it's not as easy. Dash. You gotta keep on holding. Sure. What was that, I'm already doing it. There we go. Oh, why is that not working now? Look at this man. This is gonna be insane. Another chain? Oh, it's a link. Yeah, it's a link. Chain link? Right. Up. Two back. Oh, it does work. One, two, back. One, two, back. Just meshing gives us hot super. Oh wow, you can combo straight into jabs with this thing. If only. I wonder if you can cancel the up smash. So just forward and fierce, which bounds underneath the dude there. So hoping for an up and fierce after that. Yeah, I'm styling. Yeah, this is too much. Ah, there's the double launch. Oh my word. How amazing. Ah, where was my launch? How many times can you do that? It only looks like twice. But it does look like you might get yeah, that's cancelable. No, too bad. That is too epic. Too epic. Let's forward and fist in instead of the super that I wanted. Damn! Nothing. So he actually dashes in afterwards. Wonder if there's a CD after that to be had. Let's find out. Nope. Nothing. Very cool. Tizok.
Stage select.
Yeah, the boring training stage. Okay, so it looks like our boxing friend is going to be very, very overpowered.
Round one.
This guy I'm excited about. King of Dinosaurs, Kakuli walks. His run speed is ridiculous though. Get there! Oh, that jump needs some work. To it! Oh, it's never gonna hit. OTG! 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 There we go. So, let me guess. You have a ground grab. Ah, there we go. No. Ah, much. See what his throws. There we go. EX1 run, here we go, runs forward. Here comes a bit of a Zangief. Oh, okay, all bound for that. Oh, I was so hoping. Feeding time! Nice. CD. Gainer and combo. CD. Run. Best combo ever. Yeah, just get out of there. Chase her down, chase her down. What the hell? Air move? Ooh. Like a relaunch or something. Ah, okay, that does actually connect. Oh wow. Nice. Did he cancel that? I wonder. Oh no. Okay, the recon works. Oh, yep, weak works there too. Not a tick throw, it's a two-hit combo. Ridiculous. Oh, good styling. This is big super. Ooh. Okay, it's just an uppercut. Oh, I thought they would have connected. Really? What? Wow. Okay, 3 hits. Oh, forget the stage. Nice. Wow, that's cool. I'm sure it says feeding time. Oh, I can't cancel that either. Such a huge guy. Yeah, 2 hits, you're gonna have to go after super. Yep. Oh my word, I actually have to wait for the 3rd one. Does he not cancel that? Nada. Ah, okay. kid gets him a bit closer. Yeah, it looks like. That also works. The command wall that can be comboed. Already? Man, can you get off that? Ooh, okay. Oh, look at that. Why not? A two-part throw? Nope. Too bad. Wait, can you CD to back? No. Too bad. That's about coming closer. No chance of cancelling that into his big super. Nope. Oh, I'm really much lucky this cancels. Oh, I need meter. Go that way. Oh man. There we go. This guy's amazing. Enough for today, kids. I'm done. At least I've shown you what I wanted to show you. Call it a day. Send me comments, etc., etc. You know the deal. Bye!